So you may have heard people say that weed is now legal in Ghana, but is it? Let's talk about it, because the answer is not exactly. What Ghana has done is introduce a more controlled system in order to produce industrial and medical purposes. So before you rush to celebrate, let's break it down. Hi there, my name is HOLLYS and I use my voice to tell stories that matter. So let's talk about and clear up this misunderstanding. The word refers to a genus of different plants, and it includes varieties like sativa, indica. I should also introduce this caveat because I am not an expert, but I do my research well enough in order to bring you all the facts, okay? So let's go back to what I was talking about. From this variety of plants come different products, and one of them is what many of us call. The key thing is all weed, not all is weed. Usually refers to the dried form of that contains very high levels of tetrahydrocanol. And that's the word, but let's just call it T. And what that does is it controls how high it gets, and specifically this is where Ghana draws the line. With high levels of T, the ones that contain more than 0.3 are still very much illegal in Ghana. Now, the system that regulates this is the Narcotics Control Commission. And in 2020, there was an act that was later amended in 2023. The 2020 Act did not provide or permit the licensed industrial and medical cultivation of cannabis. The 2023 Act has permitted that, and the goal is very, very simple. They want to create a safe and a very controlled environment where it can be used for medicine, trade, and industry, all the while preventing abuse and illegal trade. So under this program, every stage requires licensing. No matter what you want to do, you need a license. If you want to cultivate, you need one. Breed, process, test, store, advertise, transport, distribute, sell, import, or export, you need a license. And to get a license is not that easy. There are several steps that you must take. For instance, you should be 18 and above. Of course, it's Ghana, 18 and above. And you should either be a Ghanaian citizen or a permanent resident. And if it's a company, for at least 50% of the ownership of the company should be Ghanaian. And there's the paperwork. You have to have proper documentation like your financial disclosure forms, business registration, tax clearance, Senate registration, security plans, and they also need a detailed plan of your operating procedures. So in short, it's a highly regulated industry. According to the Minister for the Interior in Ghana, if the industry is properly regulated, it can generate billions of dollars. So there are some very important things that you should take from this video. Even if you forget anything, remember the first, recreational is still highly illegal. By recreational, I mean with higher levels, specifically more than 0.3. The second thing is unlicensed cultivation or possession of still remains a criminal offense. Yes. And the third thing, no individual or private organization can issue or facilitate licenses. Only the official regulator has that authority. So if you want to do anything with you should be going to the Narcotics Control Commission. So in truth, when you hear people saying that weed has been legalized in Ghana, it really isn't it. We can say that it has been legalized, but has not. But for me, the real question would be, can Ghana really produce or build a responsible industry that protects public health while unlocking its economic potential? Well, only time will tell.